Hey everyone, I'm Jeff Seating, and you're watching Ezekiel's Army. Wait for it. Does that give you an idea what we're going to talk about today? We're going to talk about fire and fire building in austere environments, in any occasion. In all of my bug out bags, my inch bag, even my 72-hour bag, I carry specific boxes, cases, in order to accommodate multiple ways to create fire. Most of which are very simple, some of which are a little more prehistoric, I guess would be the right term. I'm sure that's how the caveman did it, rubbing sticks together. And though I'm not going to demonstrate a lot of these, I am going to describe exactly what it is that is out there that we can carry with us. You know, a lot of this stuff is for the most part weightless. I saw somebody made a comment in my last video. It weighs virtually nothing was one of my catchphrases in that video, but yet, you know, ounces create pounds, create an enormous amount of weight, but yet there are some things that in a survival situation you just simply can't do without. And as any of you may know, having watched any of my previous videos, I am a stickler about redundancy. You probably get sick of me hearing me use that word, but two is one and one is none. In my theory, if you're not adding a lot of weight to your bag, the more options you have to accomplish any objective, especially if you're in a survival situation, when seconds count, when minutes count, between life and death. I think it's imperative that we sacrifice perhaps a little more exertion to ensure that we carry those things that are imperative to sustain life in a survival situation. And so I'm going to hold up. I've got this military box here. I don't know if you can see that. It's an old U.S. Army box. I keep this in my 72-hour bag. And within it lies multiple ways to create fire. And I just want to run down some of those with you. And bear in mind, folks, I had watched a lot of YouTube videos over the years about bow drill fires. And it kind of had me a little afraid because I saw these people struggle and struggle and struggle trying to make these bow drill fires. And so out on one of my camping excursions, I went out and found myself some crude sticks, followed all the things I had hopefully learned on watching previous YouTube videos, and I'll be doggone, first attempt, the bow drill fire was successful. And so I recommend, if you're out there, follow the instructions, ensure that your wood is very dry, but in order to accommodate that, just keep something as simple as a piece of paracord. Yeah, this one seems to work very well. Paracord works. You can use shoelaces. There's a menagerie of things you can use to accomplish a bow drill fire. They aren't as complicated as what they had made it out to be. Like I said, I started out pretty paranoid about it and thought I'd probably spend the better half of a day accomplishing my objective. But fact of the matter is, it was successful the first attempt. I was amazed. Actually, I was giddy. My kids were laughing at me. I was so excited that I actually had started a bow drill fire, especially on the first attempt. So anyway, practice these things, folks. But getting beyond that, I'm going to go through a few things, some contents inside my firebox. It is designated specifically that. And I'm going to start out with some things that are not quite so archaic, some things that are a little more. One of them is, and again, folks, you make these things up the way you want them, but there are a million ways to make fire out there. And one of them that I have is just this simple little butane torch-like. And I know you probably can't see it. There you go. You can see the flame on that. This thing is hot. It will start a fire fast. And of course, at that point, then your responsibilities are simply to find adequate kindling and fire building materials. So that's one thing I keep in this little box. The other thing is something very simple and sometimes overlooked. a pencil sharpener. Now mind you, you can sharpen more than just pencils with these. You can sharpen sticks, whatever, create yourself some nice size shavings, and that will help accommodate you when it comes to the kindling aspect of getting a fire started in early stages. One of the other things I use, and I'll try and go through this, I'll try and keep this video short, char cloth, folks. I don't know if any of you have ever seen char cloth. I'll show you a better piece of it, but I keep a pill bottle packed full of char cloth. I make this in my wood stove. I'll probably do a video on building char cloth, although there's a million videos out there to show you how to make char cloth. It is so simple, and I strongly recommend anybody that has a fire building kit in one of your bags, one of your survival bags, have some of this in every bag. This stuff is wonderful to start fires with. Done correctly, instant fire, great catalyst. The next thing I have in my fire box is cotton balls dipped in Vaseline. These things, one spark and you have fire. One spark, that's it. And it's easy to make. You have the things you need, I'm sure, around your home. Dip a little bit of these in the Vaseline and just tuck those, again, like I said, inside an empty pill bottle. Label it, cotton balls dipped in Vaseline. Keep things as organized as you possibly can. One of the other things, before I go that far, I just want to show you I keep a pill bottle that is already contains pencil shavings from the pencil sharpener. These things ignite fast. And again, this could be the second tier to your fire starting, cotton ball or char cloth, a little bit of this on top, and magic, you've got yourself a fire. Another one of the methods that I keep inside of here, quite simple, is a rechargeable 9-volt battery. And I'm sure you've all seen and heard this. If I can get it out of container, the older I get, the more clumsy it seems I get. I must be all thumbs. But anyway, I keep a 9-volt rechargeable battery. Now keep these things insulated if you're keeping them in containers. I keep mine inside. They fit perfectly, even with the plastic on it, inside of a pill bottle. I keep it inside its plastic wrapping, and then I tuck it neatly down inside the pill bottle. These pill bottles are handy. I like containers. Anything that can ensure that things stay dry, safe, undamaged, I'm all about it. So that's that. Right here is, and you need steel wool for that 9-volt battery, by the way, and I do have some steel wool in here. One of the other things I keep, and now if you're going to go this route, folks, I strongly recommend that you're cautious with this, but I've always got ammunition laying around. I either do not any longer own the weapon to that ammunition, or it's expired ammunition, and so I keep a container of gunpowder. Now you want to use this in very small amounts. I am not saying to use this. Be very cautious if and when you do. It's as volatile, if not more so, than gasoline. Very dangerous. But unlike gasoline, this is light, easy to carry. You don't have to worry about it leaking out. And so I keep a small amount of gunpowder inside here as I retire some of my older ammunition or no longer have the weapons to utilize that ammunition. I pulled the projectiles off cautiously. Again, I'm not recommending anybody do this. It's just something that I do, and I exercise extreme caution while I'm doing it. And so gunpowder is another good one. This contains dryer lint in another pill bottle. Dryer lint is another fantastic way to start a fire. I keep at least one pill bottle. All of my bags, again, like I said, all of these things that I'm showing you, I have duplicates of all of this in each and every one of my bags. So including my day pack that I carry when I'm just out on a short excursion, compasses, all that thing, but that's a whole other video. But this is fire starting. Obviously, good old Bic lighter. Everybody's got to have one of these. I don't put a lot of stock in a Bic lighter, but it's there if I need it. Another handy little gadget to have. This thing's an Everlight. Yeah, well, figures Everlight till you go to do a video. But there you go. You just put lighter fluid inside the container. Has a seal, rubber seal on the end. Keep it full of fluid. Thread that back in. The spark is on the end of your stick that you pull out. These things work real good. Again, just another way to create fire, lightweight. And of course we have the, as everybody does and should have, a fire strike, okay? These things work very well. Keep that. This works really good with char cloth. Really good with char cloth. One spark and char cloth's ignited. Lots of little gadgets out there. This one is an electric flameless fire starter, still in the package, of course. Let me hold that up so you can see it. This camera is kind of hard to follow, but this thing works really good. It's USB chargeable. You can just push this little button on the front one direction and a USB connection comes out. You can charge it, then you push it back the other way, and as you can see up here, you have a red little plate that comes out, gets hot. You can start a fire with that easily. Another handy little lightweight gadget to keep in your firebox. Just another way to make fire. This is the char cloth I was telling you about. Okay, and I'll pull a piece of this out so you can see it. Best thing to use is denim, folks. Cotton is the #1 thing to use when you're making char cloth. And like I said, I probably won't even do a video on it. There's 1,000 people, but you can see this has been burnt black. This was blue jean denim when it started, and I make piles of this stuff. I have container after container after container. When blue jeans get holes in them or get wore out, I cut it all up into circles or squares depending on the container I'm making the char cloth in, and I make myself a pile of cotton char cloth. Now you can do the same thing with cotton balls. Work really good. You can fill a container full of cotton balls and put them inside your container, stick those in the fire, not in the coals, in the flame, and you'll have yourself some fantastic fire starter there. The other thing I have, which is good for plugging bullet holes, I hear too, God forbid I ever have to find that out, but they stay dry, they're contained, and there's lots of usable material in here to start a fantastic fire. So that's just a few of the things. Like I said, practice some of the more archaic type methods of starting a fire. Keep everything in one container, so all you have to do is find that one container, put your things in it, keep it organized, everything fits nice and neat, and that's it, folks. I know there's 1,000 other ways to make fire. Like I said, keep it all inside, whether it's a bag, a box, whatever it is. This again is my 72-hour bag. It's not very heavy. I think it weighs in with everything I need for 72 hours. I think it weighs in at about 26 pounds. So the metal box, I just like it. It's nostalgic, and I'm a stickler about containers. So this is what I've opted for, but there's lightweight. I've got Crown Royal bags that I fill with fire starter materials and keep in some of my other bug out bags. But just some ideas, folks. Always be looking ahead, always be thinking outside the box. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day. If you have a mind to, hit the thumbs up. And if you also have a mind to, you can go to my website, www.ezekielsarmy.com. Sign up for our monthly newsletters. Always informative, truthful, and uncensored, I might add. Nobody can tell us not to tell the truth there. So anyway, thanks again for watching. God bless all of you, and I hope you have a great day.